earth, if it labours beneath the burden of fear, can possibly be strong enough to survive. The countenance is the portrait of the soul, and the eyes mark its intention. Those who lack within themselves the means for living a blessed and happy life will find any age painful. Wisdom is the only thing which can banish sorrow from the breast. When you are aspiring to the highest place, it is honourable to reach the second or even the third rank. There are no snares more dangerous than those which lurk under the guise of duty or the name of relationship. The causes of events are ever more interesting than the events themselves. Justice looks for no prize and no price. It is sought for itself, and is at once the cause and meaning of all the virtues. The worst kind of injustice is to look for profit from injustice. As I give thought to the matter, I find 4 causes for the apparent misery of old age. First, it withdraws us from active accomplishments. Second, it renders the body less powerful. Third, it deprives us of almost all forms of enjoyment. And fourth, it stands not far from death. Some people will say that memory fades away as the years pass. Of course it does if you don't exercise it, or aren't very bright to begin with. Nothing cruel is in fact beneficial, for cruelty is extremely hostile to the nature of man, which we ought to follow. It is useless to know what shall come to pass. It is a miserable thing to be tormented to no purpose. No one can be a sound judge if he does not give due weight to convincing suspicions. We should not be too confident in our belief of anything. Mine is the disaster. If disaster there be, and to be severely distressed at one's own misfortunes does not show that you love your friend, but that you love yourself. When conscience reigns, it allows no resting place to lust, violence, and temerity. For riches, fame, and power, without wisdom and a just method of regulating ourselves and commanding others, a government is full of discredit and insolent arrogance, nor is there any kind of government more deformed than that in which the wealthiest are regarded as the noblest. As for the person who is not impelled to give thanks for the procession of the stars, the alternation of day and night, the regular succession of the seasons, and the fruits which are produced for our enjoyment, how can such a person be counted as human at all? It is the function of justice not to do wrong to one's fellow men, of considerateness not to wound their feelings, and in this the essence of propriety is best seen. My conscience has more weight for me than the opinion of the whole world. There is no people so brutish or barbarous that they do not know that they must believe in a God, even if they do not know precisely what God they should worship. But if I am wrong in thinking the human soul immortal, I am glad to be wrong, nor will I allow the mistake which gives me so much pleasure to be wrested from me as long as I live. We mean then by the good those whose actions and lives leave no question as to their honour, purity, equity, and liberality, who are free from greed, lust, and violence, and who have the courage of their convictions. It is strong proof of men knowing things before birth that when mere children they grasp innumerable facts with such speed as to show that they are not then taking them in for the first time, but are remembering and recalling them. But unfortunately, decent people are usually slow to act and ignore dangers until a crisis erupts. They are sluggish and willing to abide with peace without honour, but their own inaction causes them to lose both. That person then, whoever it may be, whose mind is quiet through consistency and self-control, who finds contentment in himself, who neither breaks down in adversity, nor crumbles in fright, nor burns with any thirsty need, nor dissolves into wild and futile excitement, that person is the wise one we are seeking, and that person is happy. Hatreds not voiced, but which are concealed, is to be feared more than those openly declared. In anger, nothing right nor judicious can be done. No power is strong enough to be lasting if it labours under the weight of fear. For when the soul is deprived of emotion, what difference is there? I do not say between man and the beasts of the field, but between man and a stock or a stone or any such thing. And so, it can't be repeated often enough. You should love after you have judged, not judge after you have loved. The beginnings of all things are small. However one defines man, the same definition applies to us all. Away with these old wives' tales, with this idea that it's terrible to die before one's time. What time? The time of nature. It made us alone without a due date. Why complain if it seeks repayment at a time of its choosing? After all, you accepted the loan on these terms. The egoist loves himself without rivals. It is by no means surprising that though we are first commended to wisdom by the primary natural instincts, afterwards wisdom itself becomes clearer to us than are the instincts from which we came to her. For what a youth longs for, old age has attained. A young person hopes to have a long life, but an old man has already had one. We are not born for ourselves alone. He who understands only his own generation remains but a child. More is lost by indecision than wrong decision. Indecision is the thief of opportunity.